Recently, author Annie Wilder had invited some guests to her charming 19th century home.
Be careful on the steps.
So what's the story here, you ask? Well, first off, you must realize Annie is a paranormal author, and for the past decade plus, she has lived in one of the most haunted homes of the upper Midwest. On this night, Annie's guests are actually from the Investigative Paranormal Society, T.I.P.S for short. And for the duration of this night, are going to contact the spirits that haunt this charming home.
And what we are is we are paranormal investigators. We investigate all over the world, and we go into properties, either business-like or personal properties.
Our Life to the Max guest, ghost reporter, Mellaney Peper will shadow these spook specialists for the night. And as the T.I.P.S group stages their gear, things start to happen.
And as I was standing in the doorway, someone just gently walked up to me and just grabbed my hand and just held it.
What do you feel in this house?
I feel heaviness upstairs, especially in that back room, the playroom. My physical reaction is the dizziness, being unsteady when I feel that there's a spirit of some kind around.
So you were using this instrument here. Show me that. What does it do?
It's a laser light that you can set at different degrees of grids that you want. And what it does, if there were to be something that crosses in the path, it's going to block out the lights.
Besides these laser grid devices, other high-tech 21st century gizmos are used to let these hopefully friendly spirits communicate in real time with the T.I.P.S group. One of these is called a shack hack.
And what it does is it scans through the radio frequencies, and spirits will use this to communicate. You'll hear, as it's cycling through the radio stations, you'll hear voices come in above or below the rest of the noise that you hear coming across it.
Another device is known as a spirit box.
It's pre-programmed and computerized with so many words that the theory behind it is they're manipulated through electromagnetic fields. And the theory is that spirits can learn how to manipulate them.
Okay.
To speak to you.
Okay.
We'll probably be back down in 45 minutes.
Okay.
The game plan is for the T.I.P.S group to break into two teams, one upstairs and the other in the detached garage.
What do you feel?
I just feel really tingly, vibrating sensation, chills.
Annie has always said that the most haunted room in her very active home, which was well documented in her first book, House of Spirits and Whispers, has been the room designated as the toy room. Even our young reporter starts to feel it.
Annie, I wanted to tell you that I went into this room that looks like a children's room. As soon as I walked through the door, I could just feel my heart beating.
That's really cool because that is one of the most common reactions that people have in that room. It's heart stuff or chest stuff.
In the meantime, the second team has moved outside to the garage where the shack hack is sounding off. Listen carefully.
There's someone here with us. Can you tell us your name?
I heard George.
Hi, George.
One of the early owners who built actually the Freemason building in our town was named George.
Annie's research on her house has discovered that this home was built by Freemasons in the 1870s or 1880s. How appropriate.
Someone
Did you say leave?
Do you want us to leave the garage?
Whatever the thing said, the teams felt it best to join forces in the living room. It was here when the night became very interesting.
Emma. There again.
I'm going to try to find out if there was a girl named Emma who lived here. I have the parents' names.
Once in this room, another device called a K2 meter, which detects energy, started to peak. At the same time, the chandeliers began swaying as if a breeze had blown through the room.
I would really like to invite the spirits.
Emma. East.
East.
Are you part of the Leduc family?
pronounce it correctly.
There seemed to be a multitude of spirits trying to communicate, including one calling itself Le Duc, who was an attorney, entrepreneur, and distinguished Civil War officer. He also lived near Annie's home in the late 19th century.
Have you ever seen this?
No.
I have never seen that happen before. It's just
Pulsing?
yes. Who are we speaking to? Me.
Laughter breaks the tension. It was time for a break, and time to compare notes.
We noticed that when our team was separated and we had one upstairs and one downstairs, it was almost as if they didn't know where to go. But when we all came together in the one room, that's when all of our equipment just went nuts and we were starting to get stuff. So we're gonna stay together for the rest of the night now.
Well, there may be somebody who was stuck here who wanted to move on but didn't know how to do it.
You know, I definitely believe it's an intelligent haunting. You know, some of these here.
With your experience, do you have any idea why these spirits are still here?
Some of them are stuck. Some of them are afraid to cross over. Some of them, this was their happy place.
The T.I.P.S team decided to combine forces upstairs in the house's most haunted room. The Shack Act made it clear who the spirits wanted to communicate with.
Ian?
It was about this time when the room temperature dropped significantly.
It's like my hair is freezing.
I keep on feeling cool.
Yeah, that's them passing.
Okay, I was on the bubble until this moment, I believe, and it was very hot and humid in this room, and I just recall the temperature immediately dropping like 20 degrees. It was like somebody had turned an AC switch on. It was crazy.
Living.
Opposite. Living opposite. Dead?
I wonder.
15 again.
Are there people buried on this property?
Me?
So are you buried outside, Emma?
Sweetie, can we help you? Is there something that you need? You
Light.
need the light. Oh, she needs to find the light. If you see that light, it's okay to go into it. It's safe there, and that's where your family and your loved ones are there.
Could the Ghostbusters actually be talking to a 15-year-old girl's spirit named Emma, who has been trapped here on Earth for well over 100 years, talking her into the light?
Under?
Believe.
Oh,
Yes.
that's cool.
I mean, this actually happened. Emma did walk into the light, I swear. There's no way this could have been fabricated.
It felt very moving.
And after that happened, we went to another room, and that's when the spirit came back and said, "Lisa, friend." So, you know, just kind of gave us that little extra added confidence that they actually helped the spirit cross over.
The T.I.P.S crew discovered other mysteries in this unusual home that evening, including this photograph they snapped of an image reflection in a mirror in Annie's upstairs hallway.
What looks like an old-fashioned man, his image in the mirror. It's almost like building a case, you know? But that's why I like it when that kind of work is interspersed with physical world stuff that you can't, you know, we didn't reach up and swing the chandelier. You know, there's stuff that happens that it's like, there is something going on. It's like a mystery. It's like a mystery to solve.
So believe what you want, but if you do believe your house is haunted, contact the crew from T.I.P.S. The majority of the time it can be explained without anything to do with the paranormal. However, there are also the times, like on this night, when T.I.P.S concludes that there is no doubt that spirits roam freely at the house of Annie Wilder.
Life to the Max is brought to you by Life Touch, photography for a lifetime.